We did it. We're live.
All right, and we're back. And when I say we're back, I mean I'm back, but somebody else is not technically back because they have not been here in the quote-unquote booth yet. So they're not back. They are here for the first time. Introduce yourself, stranger.
Yeah, I am, as many of you probably have no idea, the Bobby, aka Be Fine, aka Bobby Be Fine.
AKA the person who's in charge of this whole the whole thing that we're doing. Um, Without which there would be no Sanctuary PDH Open Series 6, let
Please
alone
direct
five,
all
four, three, two,
complaints
or 1.
to someone else. Thanks.
Yes, HR.
But yeah,
HR at
Hi, I'm HR.
sanctuarypdh.com.
yeah, Bug Liam. That's what he's here for.
It's
Exactly.
okay. I'll just screenshot it and send it to Bobby.
Perfect. It's a
Don't you
flawless
have
system.
don't you have a match to judge, Liam?
Yeah. What are you?
I am judging. I'm watching Magic, and then when something goes horribly wrong, I'll
All
fix it.
right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay.
But
Anyway,
if
anyway, Liam, we're
anyway,
back. We're
For
back.
round
yes.
two.
Round two. We got a great pod. We have found Alcadron on the Death Rattle Oni. We made sure to get a game with that. Quite the table for it. We've got Lobbert on Thraben Watcher, Gatorbait on Lay and Lore Weavers, an old classic, and Gretchen Titchwillow in the hands of Chum Guzzler 666, the number of the beast. Bobby, what's your take?
I like Gretchen.
It's certainly a deck that can consistently do the thing. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And
Gretchen Weavers are both, very similar decks. They're both. I like their odds.
yeah, just kind of built on a similar infrastructure that's kind of tried and true at this point.
Gator gained 10 life
I'm
somehow. That's pretty impressive.
I'm
Nice.
looking at the Gretchen deck, and I noticed though using a Sanctuary PDH playmat, I just can't help but wonder if there's something fishy going on.
Conflict
Uh,
of interest.
Go to
Yeah, I think.
inkgaming.com, search artist Sanctuary PDH for all your playmat needs.
All right. So we got two combo decks here. Notably, Lobbert on the aggro plan with Raven Watcher, turn one Unicorn, turn two Suture Priest. We're just looking to get in there into the red zone a little bit, and that's kind of the interesting thing between like the Raven Watcher and Death Rattle Oni, a deck that revolves around killing a bunch of creatures. Everybody's boards are going to be under a lot of pressure. Gretchen relies obviously on a lot of untappers and various creatures to facilitate its combos. Lay and Lore Weaver obviously need to be on the battlefield in order to combo in most situations. So it'll be interesting to see where people find their windows in this game.
Yeah, I know Alk. I don't actually know what Alk's deck looks like. I have to look it up. But I imagine the creatures are going to be under a lot of duress this game.
Yeah.
They're not going to stick around. Normally, Weavers tries to get a turn 3 Lore Weaver and get going quick. Gator with a kind of slow start here, it seems like. So
Yeah.
we're in it. We're in it
Yeah.
for the long haul.
Yeah, the Death Rattle Oni, it's a deck where he's got a lot of like flesh bags. He's got a lot of effects like Dry Spell. He deal 1 damage to each creature because when Death Rattle enters, it kills everything that has been dealt damage. Um, Obviously, its cost is reduced for the amount of creatures that have already been killed that turn. So, like those flesh bags reduce its cost by 4, make it very affordable. It's got flash, so you can kind of do it whenever you want. A lot of really fun knobs to turn on that card. But at the end of the day, Bobby, I'm a sucker for a good curve, and that's exactly what Laubert's given to me here with the turn 3 Pilgrim of the Ages. Get that free planes.
Yep. And we're just turning little critters sideways. That's
Hmm.
good, honest, clean magic.
That's
I
something I've
hate it.
learned a lot, like playing decks like Marrow Reachery, is the power of just like a 1/1 boost to your team is, I don't think, respected a lot of the time. It really pushes a lot of damage when you can spread it out amongst a lot of bodies.
Yeah, and I admittedly have not seen Thraben Watcher in action a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah. It was Labert obviously played the deck a lot
Yeah,
when he first kind of got into the competitive end of the format, and has since like started playing Sphinx Summoner a lot. I think now that he's won an event with Sphinx Summoner, he's trying some new stuff, or trying to bring back an old favorite. Now that we have a lot of like new, really powerful white cards, with Modern Horizons 3 and last couple sets, there's a lot of places to fiddle with and improve on the deck, I think.
yeah. I mean, White has a lot of cool tools. It can mess with graveyards. It can stop Flicker from getting too far out of hand,
Hmm.
and it has pretty efficient beaters. So it can do a good chunk of pressure. It can pressure people and force them into like awkward spots while also still like pressuring their life totals. It is susceptible to board wipes, which is, Alk,
sucks, but
Alk's
it
whole game
happens.
plan.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that ends up going. Because Alk probably wants Lobbert around too, though. So
Right.
I'm really interested to see how that dynamic kind of works out.
Because white cards are also something they're very good at is dealing with enchantments, and these are both very aura-centric decks. With Weavers and Gretchen, they rely on a lot of land auras to do their thing. Free from the Real is important for Gretchen. White cards are really good at taking those out.
Yeah. And what is this? The Nyxborn Unicorn going on the Pilgrim.
Nice. Okay, so that's a new one from Modern Horizons 3.
Yeah.
It gives it +2/+2 and Mentor, I believe.
Yep.
So we're going to spread some power around. I like that. Bestow's a really great mechanic. It gives you a little, resilience on your board. So now, like, for example, if for some reason board gets swept, you're left with a 2/2 on the battlefield because the enchantment doesn't die. It merely becomes a creature.
And it just gets to help start growing other things right away. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, start mentoring that Suture Priest. Yeah, board's pretty clear, so, kind of have your way with it. Okay, on the Unicorn's not bad. Gets out of the range of like the 2 toughness sweepers if Alcatron's on like Drown in Sorrow or Evan Justice. Yeah. I'm not sure if he is, but I'm not entirely familiar with his deck.
Yeah, I mean it's on some of them. I don't.
Yeah.
Now I gotta pull them up.
I guess you don't need like 2 toughness if you just need 1 damage and your commander to kill everything on the board.
Yeah. All right, so we have an Overgrowth into to be determined.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of mana.
A Verdant? Is it Verdant Haven?
Verdant Haven,
Gift of
yeah.
Paradise, one of the two.
It looks like Verdant Haven.
Yeah.
All right, so we're kind of spreading things out. It's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, this is one of the benefits of Weavers. Or one of the things it has going for it compared to Gretchen. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses. But Weaver's getting to spread out its land auras. Really, it doesn't make it, it doesn't completely play around LD, but it makes it not nearly as crippling as it is when Gretchen wants to suit up one land.
Right, like, falling victim to like a capsize or the random like land destruction spell or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, Weaver still plays all the land on tappers, so it wants one land that can produce a lot, but it can get away with diversifying its threats.
So we're back to Chum Guzzler. So right now, you've got the Dawn's Reflection, so that's 3 mana on that forest, 6. We're up to like 9 mana total to work with here.
It's a non-trivial amount of mana.
Non-trivial, that's how I describe it too.
I don't know if I'm setting up the poll real quick, but I don't know if Gator has like haste enablers.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big hurdle for these sorts of decks.
Yeah, I know Chum's Gretchen list plays Hydroform as a pseudo haste enabler.
Okay.
But I don't know if Gator is on anything like that in the Weavers list.
I don't think so. All right, we're just going to deploy Gretchen with a bunch of mana up. Seems fine. Okay, Robert got the Opal Palace, so we can cast the Raven Watcher with the Palace and put a counter on it. There's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
This is kind of like this is a pretty good like early game for Labber here. Just not a lot of resistance to what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
and I don't think Alk is incentivized to do anything until he starts targeting him.
Yeah, I just wonder. It looks like Chum's doing some blocking. I don't know who you prioritize more, between Gator and Chum as Lobbert. I mean, Gator is, no blockers, you just start attacking, it's getting through.
Yeah.
Chum has Gretchen, has mana, is going to get to start drawing cards. So
Yeah.
and technically could win next turn, right, or whenever with a freed effect. So Chum is arguably scarier, but Gator has nothing to protect life total.
Right.
So
Well, it's like, while Gretchen generates so much value while you're setting up your combo, whereas Weavers doesn't do that as much.
yeah. Also, for those watching along, feel free to use some points and predict who you think's gonna win.
Have you implemented the point bonuses where they get to influence the game at all?
I haven't done that yet. I've been taking notes from the pals. I think it'd be cool just add all of a sudden make this a clue game.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I'm sure the tournament players would love that.
Yeah. Gonna see Glittering Frost here, so notably this is one of the ones that triggers when a land becomes tapped for mana, doesn't give it like a tap ability, right?
Yeah.
That's like one of the cool things to really kind of differentiate the really good kind of like Simic land enchantment players from the ones who are maybe newer, is the difference between those two templates.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see, we've got 3, 4, 5 more mana available here. We're tapping for 3. Oh, going full 5.
We're gonna finally see a Weaver.
Good question.
Yep. The blue one.
All right. Blue one is 7 mana, draw 2 cards, right?
Yep. So Gator not really worried about putting out a creature. Knows that Alka's waiting with removal probably.
Urban Burgeoning with the floating mana. He's up for 5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go pull up this deck list.
All right, Alcatron drawing for turn, playing a swamp. Will he cast a spell this turn?
I really like the Alex. He's just chilling, Just I'm gonna play my lands, and everyone's gonna leave me alone. I'm not scary. You're scary.
Yeah, exactly. Good tap 4 though.
A Slum Reaper, it looks like. Yep.
Okay. It's a pretty good Slum Reaper.
I just did a quick check. Gator does not appear to have any way to animate a land or win without the haste.
Beat haste.
Yeah, I mean, there's Archaeomancer Snap, so that is online available.
Sure.
Which I believe is live right now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, it doesn't go infinite yet. So that's his way around the haste problem.
Yeah. Like in response to the Slum Reaper, we're going to activate Gretchen, draw a card. Are we going to put a land on the battlefield? Nope.
Ooh.
So we're going to lose Gretchen, going to lose Suture Priest, going to lose the Weaver, and we're going to lose Slum Reaper. Oh. We're just going to slam the Oni. Okay.
And Tony's here.
Now we have a 5/4. If there is a game to just slam the 5/4 without having to without wanting to sweep the board, this is that game. I mean,
this is
you want to kill the combo players. They've got nothing to block with. Just get it out there. Like Globert's doing a lot of work to soften them up, and I think Death Rattle is going to do a great supporting role here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll be really interested to see how it all if it comes down to Lobert versus Alec.
Sure.
How that would all shake out, but all right, we're going for drift here.
Ooh.
Are we just gonna try to go for it?
Who knows, man?
I mean, if you have it, you have it.
It's not the worst time.
Yeah, Alcadron's tapped out. Lobert's down to 1 mana. Gator has 3 mana
cards
and 4 cards. So
yeah, I think in terms of looking for your openings, this is not the worst one by any stretch.
Yeah,
I'm shocked that he tutored up free from the real.
That's never what you want to search up. And you do get so you have some amount of I mean, if you have a spell that can do anything, you can also protect this. So I don't think you're going to be fighting through multiple pieces of interaction here, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Lobert throwing up the F6, not even trying to bluff a 1-mana enchantment removal spell. Or counter spell. Who knows? Mana Tithe. Here it is.
I would have done this differently.
What would you have done?
I would have made sure I had all my mana floating first. Because now you get yourself in an awkward spot where if you go to untap your land in response to like some type of bounce or something, you're in an awkward spot. You have the 1 blue to untap it right away, but it makes you awkwardly vulnerable. In a way you could have just avoided by floating the mana first.
It's like we're demonstrating a loop here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Looks like infinite mana is happening.
Yeah, it looks like
All
infinite mana is
right.
happening.
Magic.
All right. Well, that's that. It's like
Gretchen,
Trump going to take it.
Gretchen is good. Water is wet.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe not everyone does. I get that. I love to see it personally. So I'll admit my bias there.
Yep. This is a classic freed from the real shenanigans.
Yeah, I think it was what turn 4, turn 5,
Turn 4 or
somewhere in
5.
there.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, we got to see the Oni hit the battlefield, which was cool. We got to see Lobert attack with his white creatures, which was cool. Gatorbait did. He has some land auras. That was pretty cool too. So we got to see some pretty cool stuff there.
yeah, people got to attack. I mean, Chum was at 15, so there was a solid chunk of damage being slung around early. But yeah, so
yeah.
Let's
right.
let's find another game to watch.
Let's move on. Why don't you choose? Why don't you choose this one? I got to choose this one. You get to choose the next one.
All right, let's I was told Puzzle was facing down. I turned to Alexio, so let's not go look at that. Save him. Let's just go to the other winners table, table 1.
Yeah. I'm on my way. Oh boy, we are in the thick of it here.
Someone has.
Okay, I will untap. Upkeep. Turn 6. I'll have 4 cards in hand after I draw.
Somebody's speaking to me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, let's
Let's see. Okay, I have to do this first, fortunately.
Is there a way to mute?
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I'll open that back up in a second.
Okay.
He is muted. Oh, I think actually one player can't. They're actually using Spell Table on their phone, so they have to. So let's just jump to a different table for now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Let's go take a look at what's going on with Clay. And
You know what? That's a great idea.
oh wow, that was everything going crazy. Whoop.
Okay. Yeah, this is like an interesting pod for sure. A lot of Isodex.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So we got. Wow. Yeah, we're just back into the combo thick of things. So we got Tadiova, Malcolm Breaches, Malcolm
Yep.
Kedis, and TPI.
Yep. This is a knack list.
Yeah. All right. What's going on here? So
it looks like we're on the Landy's turn here. Malcolm Breaches, sorry. Got both of them on the battlefield, an Air Flamesmith and an Ingenious Artillerist. So we're kind of popping off a little bit.
I mean, both of the Malcolm players with artifact pingers in play and Malcolm's in play is just absolutely terrifying to me. The Tadioba player's tapped out.
Yep. Clay's got 1 mana available. With the redraw on his Batter Golem, he's got Prophetic Ravings on it.
Yeah. Treasure Cruise from Islane.
Yep. We're going to draw 3. So we have a Blister Spit Gremlin trigger. We're just going to pass right through.
Can't tell how many cards are in Landy's hand at the moment. It's a little small and
yeah, it's a little blurry. And small.
Those
little small numbers, that's all.
Another pinger from Islane.
Why not? Okay. So I imagine we're going to go to combat here pretty soon. Yeah, these are the games that always really hurt my brain when I think about who needs to be attacked with stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like everyone, is it killing everyone
Yeah,
at the same time?
Everyone needs to die simultaneously. How do we do that with our combat step? Oh, we don't. We just combo, I guess.
One of us.
Importantly, Islane's got 7 treasures. It looks like. Good lord.
Yeah, Kedis doesn't mess around with making mana. This is kind of what I'm used to seeing from Malcolm Kedis, though. Makes a ton of mana and then is like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
I mean, Treasure Cruise drew a bunch, but apparently not enough to do anything. So.
Right. I'm gonna discard a massive raid with the Prophetic Ravings.
Yeah, I like Prophetic Ravings a lot.
I do too. It's a really cool card.
It was almost played in the Cycle Storm deck I was working on.
Oh, sure.
Just as another way to play, make something a looter and a haste enabler at the same time, which is pretty cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it does give haste, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we got Felwar Stone from Clay, I think.
Okay. Yeah, looks like a Felwar Stone.
That's pretty good at a table with 3 Izzet decks.
Yeah. Importantly, he doesn't have his TPI right now. I assume it's maybe died once already, but I don't know for sure. There's not a lot going on.
House, that's Prophetic Ravings. What we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an aura, gives a creature haste and the ability to tap, discard a card, draw a card. For 1 red mana, it's a good card. I'm gonna Island Cycle with a little Pringly Shoreline Ranger.
And we, yeah, Jonathan, that's always good for the Tadioba player. So we'll see.
To get the Mystic
Sanctuary. I can't tell what all's in the yard. It looks like
Natural State. The other ones I can't really see.
Yeah. Into the North is one I can read. A Spell
Terramorphic
Pierce.
Expanse.
So yeah, nothing too crazy to return at the moment. Maybe just gets a ramp spell or another counter spell.
But when there is something crazy to return, that's when he'll return it.
I mean, just return anything with it's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to stay on the battlefield forever, right?
Yeah. So there's the Into the North coming back.
Yep. Seems perfectly reasonable. Looks like there's a spell pierce in there too.
Monkey Dota. Yeah, it is. X really LIL. Zero.
0 Yeah. Into the North, get us another snow-covered land. Into the North is a great card. If you're playing snow-covered basics, you should just play it because it's great. It gets your dual lands, your snow duels.
Just
It does,
just better rampant growth if you're playing
yeah.
snows.
Like 2-mana ramp spells are really good. I really like those a lot.
This pod is so wild. Just the fact that all the combo players are getting to like develop because they're all just waiting for someone to go off, I assume, and then that's when the real fight begins. But
Yeah, it's usually how these go.
The fact that everyone just gets to kind of develop and like get away with all of this.
But also they're just passively dying to Islane.
Yeah.
Okay, Scaled Herbalist. So we're making some headway here. Skilled Herbalist, a combo creature for Tetiov. It taps to put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Combos with Mystic Sanctuary and Tidal Bore. Yeah.
So we're one card away there, and an untapped step, I suppose. But
you're right.
And that's definitely not a given with the current board. So
no, certainly not. I'm gonna go to Malcolm and Breaches here and go to Lil Landy. So we've got 3 treasure. And Is It Boilerworks, that's 5 mana. So we've got 10 mana available, just on board.
Gutter Snipe. Yeah, we're just...
Okay.
Everyone's pinging.
Force people to combo or die. That's pretty much what this is. But Islane's got such a head start on life. It's going to be tough.
The Breaches is really... It's going to make Malcolm really nice attacking into Islane here, but the Breaches is kind of in an awkward spot attacker-wise. I guess it can go at Clay pretty well, but...
Just going to sit on the Malcolm. Safe attack. Going to go at Islane. Okay, just take him down a peg. Seems reasonable to me.
Make a treasure. Good card.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that stasis field is on Breaches, which is why there's no card being acquired.
Oh, possibly. Yeah, I'll just assume that until I hear otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only explanation I have for no card being revealed right now, so...
Right, and Breaches not attacking like Clay every turn, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna...
Ping.
Yep, on end step. And untap. Yeah, that's the thing, when you have 2 players with pingers, they just kind of compound themselves, and boy, does the game get going real quick. Because now they're in a position where, like, assuming that someone does try to combo and they start interacting, like, Thermal Alchemist is going to be dealing damage for every card. Gutter Snipe's going to be dealing 2. Like, Airborne Flamesmith as well.
Islame's in a really good spot with life total wise, but we have a muddle here, presumably to go get a type changing effect. Blades of Veilspell or Wings of Veilspell.
Sure. I mean,
is it Blades that makes 2 creatures? I would probably get that one.
Yeah, Blades targets 2 things. Wings just makes it a 4/4. But yeah, I mean, if you have like a life total advantage and like with this board, I think it's fine to like try and risk being the first person to combo.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan's tapped fairly low. Clay only has 3 cards. I mean, there's an Aether Spellbomb sitting there just waiting to be activated. So there's that.
It's definitely something where, I don't know, like, the first person combo is definitely going to get stopped. I don't think that's, up for debate. I do think that, like, once you fail, having something to fall back on is going to be a pretty big differentiator here. And I think Islane's got a really good board to do that. Particularly just because he has Kedis as his partner rather than Breaches.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the
So there he
mana,
goes.
just the mana advantage he has right now over like, that's like why blue green decks are some of my favorite. You just have such an insane mana advantage.
Right. Yeah, like when
Um,
you're trading cards on the stack, you just can cast way more of them.
Yeah, and so that's Kedis helps with in that regard. So
Mhm.
clay
like-
looting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch a flame breather. So he's looking for something specific. We are interacting. I'm gonna bounce a Kedis. Or rather the Malcolm, I assume. Or maybe even the Fire Weaver. Who knows? Yeah, Fire Weaver. Alright, so that's not bad. So we'll take the damage, make some treasures, but nobody's gonna get pinged off of him.
Mm-hmm. More treasures.
Yep. Up to 9. What do you cast with nine treasures?
What aren't you casting with 9 treasures? Is the
I'm
real-
casting an Annoyed Altosaur is what I'm doing with 9 treasures.
It's back.
But where'd he come from? How does he have the mana to do all this?
Counterspell from the Landy on the
Fair enough.
Fireweaver. Gonna deal
Yeah.
3 damage to the table.
It's a dynamic that I don't think a lot of people consider when they think about bounce spells. Is sure it's like a temporary removal spell. It's a tempo play more than anything, but it also opens up those cards to counter spells when they get recast.
Yeah, it gives you a whole another subset of
Right.
spells and interaction in your deck to re-attack the issue. You know,
Right. I think a lot of people look at like an unsummon, right, and they say, well, it just buys you a turn, but really it just, depending on your pod, you're really providing a lot of opportunities for other players to interact with that card as well.
Yeah. And it looks like
And on this board, they are all incentivized to not have that thing come back down.
Yeah. So Counterspell resolves. Jonathan and Clay move closer to death.
Yep.
7 treasures, it looks like, still for Islane.
Yeah, so we still got access to nine mana, which is insane.
Hey, Liam, he did the thing. So that batter golem is not supposed to untap.
Nope, he is still tapped.
I think he may have untapped it last turn as well, but he did play the Felwar after, and I don't know if they caught that bit. So, but yeah.
Happened some mana. 4 mana, in fact. Okay, so TPI is coming back.
Yep.
So yeah, so now we've got the synergy with the golem. So whenever you cast a spell, don't tap the golem because it makes an artifact.
Clay's like, oh yeah, this is okay, right.
Look at how embarrassed he is.
That'll teach you to play in a game that can be on camera.
Got him.
Interesting altar sleeve on the TPI there.
Yeah, they're giving those out at MagicCon Chicago, I think.
Yeah.
So now, for every spell, non-creature spell that Clay casts, he gets to untap the golem. He gets to rummage another card. It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna live very long to do it, but it's one of those cool little synergies that you like to see.
It's just taking game actions, right? You talked about it last
I
round.
love game actions.
Are fun. And TPI takes tons of game actions.
Right.
All right, so everyone, yapping it up.
But Clay's still got like 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
2 mana, not embarrassing, compared to the rest of the table. But what are you gonna do?
I'm really excited to see if Jonathan can capitalize on this after one of the Aether Spell Bombs got popped.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is if there's like a spell from landing and a spell from his lane, Jonathan's just dead. But
Right.
like in a decent spot in terms of things you have to worry about fighting through.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if I'm Islane, there's a real shot. I think the not going for Blades here, and I don't know if maybe Blades is already cast or is gone or whatever, but you're in a spot where you could like Blades, make a bunch of treasures, and help fuel just a spell casting frenzy to just ping away at everyone. Since you have 2 tapping pingers. Not that mana is a problem, but
Right. If it were me, I'd give that Malcolm +2/+0. I'd attack for 4.
yeah, I mean, that's fair.
All right, so we're gonna
Get
island
an
cycle
island.
with Marauding Brine Fang. Yeah, get another snow-covered island here. Gain a life, draw a card. Now we've got the herbalist is online too.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can piece together here.
Here we go. Another land. Another trigger. It's a lot of cards in Jonathan's hand.
Yeah, he sure does have a lot of them. Still got what? 1, 5, 8 mana, 8 lands of untapped.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
6
pass.
cards and passes. All right. This is my favorite part of the Malcolm, like the blue-red, kind of curious control combo decks. Like they're not even. We have 2 people sub 10, and you don't even have to combo anymore. Like you're just
Right.
I don't want to call it a fair deck, but your combat matters a lot more all of a sudden. Every spell cast matters a ton.
Yeah. I mean, in chat, Ryan saying that he wouldn't expect Tateo to be so low, but there's so many sources of just passive damage that are going on in this game. Like Island until recently was hitting everybody for three a turn with Malcolm, with Fireweaver. Yeah, so just now that's starting to slow down a little bit. Looks like Malcolm went at Jonathan again. Brought it back down to 7 and then 6 from the treasure. Got a merchant scroll. Bobby, we're doing it. We're going for it.
I love combo attempts.
We're tutoring, something combo players love to do.
If you ain't tutoring, you ain't trying. That's what I always say.
I think Clay has something to say about that, though. He tapped his mana. But for what?
I mean, Echoing Truth.
Interesting.
Echoing Truth on Malcolm is pretty high here. I mean, I guess not really. Landy can just recast it before comboing
Got tons of mana. Make it a token. Impulse.
Impulse and response. Triggers.
Yeah, everyone's just going to die here.
At least
it's 3 damage for each of
Jonathan
these.
and Clay are at least going to die.
They're both, I'm pretty sure they're both dead, right? Once those triggers resolve? Once the stack resolves?
Yeah, Clay can't really do anything. I mean, Jonathan could play like some type of ramp spell that keeps him alive himself.
Like a Harrow or something. No, I think he
has a bunch
of counter spells. He's got Tidal
Bore.
Oh,
he is? Oh, he can try to win.
I think that's what we might see.
I wonder why he would. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna keep him alive, and well, I guess the spell bomb. He might not be able to fight through the spell bomb on his lands.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So they might be discussing how like, hey, like, I mean, I'm gonna go for I just die, but if you do that, then you just die.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a tricky spot.
So Tidal Bore on the stack.
Red blast the
Yep.
Tidal Bore. More triggers, so it's 6 damage, or sorry, 9 damage to everyone now.
Yeah, so Clay is dead. Jonathan needs this to work in order to live.
I mean, Jonathan showed his hand. There's at least a loose focus in there.
Right. Islane is probably incentivized to interact with what Jonathan's doing too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but how does...
what are we doing here? So we're tapping to deal some damage.
This does put... I guess there's still 5 treasures from Landy.
Guessing dive down.
I mean, Islane still needs to have an answer for Landy after all this, too. So
Yeah. So we're dive downing the Malcolm, it looks like, and we're just... I imagine it's mostly just for triggers.
yeah, it looks like just trying to find a way to kill Jonathan in response still.
Yeah, or intervene.
Jeez, okay.
So more triggers. So it's what, top to bottom? It's like Flamesmith, Gutter Snipe, intervene. I don't even know. It's confusing me.
That's a lot. So it's Merchant Scroll, and then Echoing Truth, and then Impulse.
Confound.
Oh, jeez, okay. What are we confounding, though?
Yeah, what's...
The Tidal Bore, maybe?
That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
It's Tidal Bore or Echoing Truth. Yeah, okay. Definitely a messy stack.
Yeah. So wait, did Clay target Islane's Malcolm? Otherwise, what is this dive down doing?
I'm not sure. This is one of the spots where not being able to hear the table is really
Clay's
confusing.
backing it in. He knows he's dead.
Clay's dead.
He's got nothing.
Jonathan's dead.
Resolving triggers, Islane goes to 11.
So Impulse is happening.
Yep.
So yeah, now Islane has 5 mana to stop Landy, which is definitely doable. Yeah, the Aether Spellbomb's still in play. I mean, Landy just spent a bajillion spells, so...
That's true. Yeah, so what, like 5 spells or something like that?
Yeah.
4 or 5? So we're still... Okay, so... It's like we're just tutoring with the Merchant Scroll, or...
Yeah. So I imagine getting a type changer. Still resolving all the damage triggers, making sure none of those were missed. I mean, there's a chance you just get, like, after all that, like, just getting a draw spell and trying to fire off a few more.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty close.
Here's Trickery Charm. Right. So, yeah, type changer.
Firing it off, or what are we doing? This thing's got maybe 3 or 4 cards, it looks like.
And now, notably, depending on when Jonathan died, also, I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter yet, but Breaches is going to give you spells on each spellcast now from Islane's deck. If you make...
Yeah.
I mean, you could just win here.
It's like, so Trickery Charm looks like it resolved.
Which is surprising.
And we've got an Echoing Truth on Malcolm.
Huh.
Okay, so there's a Mizium skin there.
Alright, so it looks like they messed some things up.
So it looks like so the dive down resolved on Islane's Malcolm. I think that's...
Yeah, so they're walking back things.
He still targeted his own Malcolm, right? So if he wants to...
Yeah, which would do the trick, but then that stopped him from being able to do... Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do here. I don't... The Echoing Truth on Malcolm play just seems weird.
Yeah, it looks like he hit the Earther Alchemist.
Yeah.
Since at 5, just gotta like cast... Yeah, there we go. Just cast some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why Islane has not activated this spell bomb like at any point along.
Yeah, well, he's packing it in. That's it.
Yeah, I think if I were Islane, I would have, in response to the Merchant Scroll, or in response to the Trickery Charm, just somewhere you gotta pop it. But I mean, the Mezium skin was there, so it wouldn't have done anything. But I don't know. It's tough. But yeah, pingers are good.
Yep. Yeah, they certainly are. Just yeah, it's just you just get free damage for doing things that your deck already wants to do. You know.
Yeah.
No reason not to do it.
Yeah. Let's see. And it looks like we might be wrapping up here. So we have.
Yeah. Who else do we have still going?
We have Puzzle Box just got a win.
All right, that's pretty good.
So we have Pod 3 and Pod 5 still up. What say you? Which of those sounds most appealing to you?
Let's go Pod 3.
All right. And then so we got Pod 3.
This is a good one.
Lots of Abdel coming.
We got 2 Abdels.
Just based on the names I saw. So,
but we also have a Zada, and we also have a Tony Baloney, a Volcano Keep Researcher.
And very low life totals.
And very low life totals.
With a Gutter Snipe in play.
Yeah. And a Thermal Alchemist.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like there's a cloud shift on the stack.
Yeah.
And we got a snapback from Purple Penguin Joe.
Pitching Counterspell. All right, so... Okay, so he's bouncing his own Abdel to get all his stuff back.
Yeah, get some more mana, draw some spells.
Yeah, so we got a Philology Archaeologist, we got a Muldrifter, and an Omen of the Sea plus 2 mana rocks. Colorless mana rocks, notably, but at least you can filter.
Yeah, it looks like there is a lot of stuff under that Abdel.
Yeah. Yeah, on Kunks' Abdel, we've got an Omen of the Sea, Sunscape, Familiar, Archaeomancer,
I'm trying to figure out,
Arcane Signet, I think.
is that stuff up there that exile? There's a preordained. So I don't know what those are, but.
I don't know.
And then we got a blur from Purple Penguin Joe going somewhere.
I'm not sure. So we got a lot of triggers, but we can't recast Abdel. I think Bible's cards were milled by the archaeologist.
Yeah. So we have a Strands.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure what that. Oh, it looks okay. So there's also a bunch of burn spells on the stack over from Stein as well.
Sure, like a Searing Spear. It's like a Mark of Mutiny.
Yeah.
Or Act of Treason. Oh no, what is that?
I don't actually. Let me see what spell table says. Mark of Mutiny. Yeah. So we're on Stein's turn.
Yeah. So I imagine we're naming red with the strands.
That would be
probably
ideal.
advisable.
The tricky part is it does keep your two scarier opponents alive who are in harm's way first, which is interesting.
Sure.
Or who not in harm's way, but like
it looks like
we'll have an opportunity to win the game.
It looks like Tony's a little closer. He's got the Invoker and Vol's on 6 toughness.
Yeah, so any kind of untappy thing should do the trick. I guess you still need a color converter.
Right. Well, not for Invoker.
Oh, you're saying just activating Invoker.
Yeah.
Not
deal for, technically it loses 3, gain 3.
Yeah. But then you still have to deal with Stein and Zada.
It's true. But, I mean, to be fair, Stein's board is not...
I mean, there's a Zada in play, right? So everything.
That's true. Well, I mean, but the only thing that he has like an attack are a Gutter Snipe and a Goblin Chirurgeon. The other two have Defender, I think, right?
A Gutter Snipe, a Zada, Chirurgeon. Is Thermo Alchemist a Defender?
Alchemist is, I think, the Trebuchet. I don't know exactly the card. I think it's a Trebuchet or something. It deals a damage that untaps when you cast a Night spell or something.
Yeah, Brimstone, Trebuchet. So yeah, so they're both Defenders. But I mean, just being able to, with the Gutter Snipe in play.
Yeah, I mean, if he has a
cantrip or something like.
Yeah, if he has like certain spells, then yes, you're pretty much just dead to rights. But who knows? And I think the scarier thing is that after Stein's turn, then it's going to be Tony's turn, and the life gain on the Invoker I think is a huge game right now.
Yeah,
in terms of just at least outlasting the Abdels.
Yeah. All I've learned this round is that pingers are in fact very good.
Yep.
And I did.
All right, so it looks like that cloud shift's going to resolve.
Yeah.
Gonna pick that cloud shift right back up. So has Kung drawn his whole deck?
What do you mean?
Because he put the cloud shift on top of that big stack of cards on his left. And I mean, theoretically, he can with Arcane Signet and Cloud Shift, right? Like Cloud Shift, Arcane Signet, Omen of the Sea, and Archaeomancer?
Yeah.
So looks like he's got one card left in his library.
I think that
But he's
is hand versus the library's on the left.
well, I mean that's where the cloud shift went. So that's why I'm just concerned.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like his hand in his library, and that one card is left in his deck so that he can take his next turn.
That's fair. That could be what happened. I didn't even piece together what you're saying, but yeah, that's I mean, yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. And looks like active treason or mark immunity resolved, but counters and everything, untapped everything, gave everything haste.
So they're still very dead to pingers, or at least Abdel. Okay, so we have a Vidalcan Aether Mage tutor here. So yeah, Tony could just do it here. Because this can get either the mana converter or the untap, whichever one he doesn't have.
Yeah, how interesting.
It's the I guess the mana converter. It's the one that turns it works for the parties or whatever. It's every creature that's in a party type. So
okay.
Wizard. I don't.
Oh,
remember.
sure.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
But yeah, getting the Vigian Graph Mage, it looks like.
Yeah. In response, we're gonna or once party passes, we're gonna resculpt. I assume Val.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm Franklin. Why? I don't know that I would do this. I guess you have to politic with Joe to be like, hey, I need you to cast that Prismatic Strands to keep me alive if you want me to stop Val from winning. Because Stein can just.
Looks is very clearly going to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much politicking you can do here. Like, I don't.
I mean, it stands to reason that, like, also Kunks has an arbitrary amount of, well, not arbitrary, but like a lot of soldier tokens if he's been like comboing. But
yeah, I guess I just don't know why you fight here.
Yeah.
Right? You make that someone else's fight.
Right.
When you're potentially dead. I mean, there's a chance that one of those pingers. Well, no, they were both tapped, so there's no way they were both summoning sick.
Yeah, both those pingers are definitely not summoning sick. Or maybe they are. I don't know. Alright, so it looks like we're looking at a Dizzy Spell, a Mana Rock. Alright, we want one of them. Alright, so we've got Lantern Revealing. But that doesn't seem to address any of what's going on with the table.
Yeah, so now.
Just going to untap with our deck in our hand, or our one card in hand.
Yep,
nope, we draw it.
Yep. So you were. So. Yeah, you swing out at everyone.
Well, Strand's in the graveyard, right?
Yeah.
We can flash back with our Lonely Soldier token.
But then, I mean, I assume there are counters for days at.
Why would you think that?
No particular reason.
Because he has 70 cards in hand or whatever.
Yeah.
80 cards.
The issue, though, is if you flicker Abdel, you lose.
Right.
If you let the Omen trigger resolve. So.
I would love to see a target player draws a card right now. Where's the lore broker?
There are plenty of solutions. There's Moon Snare prototype. On my own thing.
Meeting of Minds.
That is not target player draws a card. That's just
Nope.
I draw 2 cards.
Yeah. It's a good card.
I love that card.
I'm a big fan. I just like to convoke. Convoke is such a cool mechanic. I love to do it. Any convoke spell. Looks like Kunks might have a response.
To draw spells, I do not think I would care at all. But
Just has to see what's in his hand, you know.
it is a lengthy endeavor to do so. So
Yeah. PDH Pals, Words of Wisdom. There we go. Let's see. I'm just kind of. He's pulling some cards.
Convoke is just kicker. Oh no.
Okay, Stein has response.
Activating
Ping.
both. Not even doing it one at a time.
Ping, hold priority, ping. Oh, got our own prismatic strands. Oh. But wait,
There's
is there a
no
response?
Yeah, counter it. I'll cast it again. Yeah, like
Dispel.
okay.
Make him do it.
I'll tap Abdel. I'll cast Prismatic Strands again.
It seems like the table's fallen silent. No one's doing anything. No one's touching their cards. Okay, never mind. Tony's back in business.
See, the cool part about Prismatic Strands is that it's free to flash back, basically.
Yeah. It's like it's convoke, man.
Yeah. So you have to have 2 answers. And now we got a Prismatic Strands being cast by Joe.
Which is dispelled.
Tunks is dispelling it. And
Is this the ball game?
everyone dies to soldiers? Question mark.
Tony's got 1 mana floating, or 1 mana available with that lantern. Looks like everybody's given up. Some exasperated hand gestures here.
Yeah. At least assuming those soldiers represent very large quantity of soldiers.
Yeah. And not just 4.
Yeah. Lots of gestures. No one's picked up cards yet, though.
No. Oh.
Rotten
Reunion.
Reunion. Does that do anything? Exile the one target from graveyard.
Yeah. Exiles a card and makes a token.
Maybe
Says-
just talking about how there's never an opportunity to do that to
Yeah, to get rid of the
stop the
strands.
strands. All right.
There's the flaring pain.
Oh. Yep. So it looks like that did it.
Bummer. I would have loved to see a flaring pain, but unfortunately it was not to be.
Yeah. Flying Pain's such a sweet card. Definitely
Yeah.
did not make the cut in a lot of decks, but Zada is one of the ones where Prismatic Strand's like the one of the very few cards you're terrified of, or
Yeah.
any kind of
I play it a lot in my Dragon's Rage Channeler deck because you cycle through so many things and you can avoid drawing it. You know, there's ways to deal with it. So it's not a dead card. I think it's really good in a lot of like mono red decks where you can discard it to Thrill of Possibility, these sorts of things. But yeah, it's a cool card. I think it's just see a little bit more play in tournament settings, especially when you're facing off against things like a lot of white decks that have protection. It does get through protection, for example, like if you block a creature that's pro red, or if a creature blocks your red creature with a pro red creature, you can kill it by removing the prevention. There's a lot of weird corner cases you can do with it, but
Yeah.
fortunately, we didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
kudos to Kunks dealing with a hand of 80 plus cards to find his
I
interaction.
just felt really bad for him. He had too many decisions to make. So, Abdel won. Chat. Izado did not.
Yep.
Sorry, the bottom right, Abdel won. Kunks on Abdel.
Right.
So, all right. I think we have one game still out. It looks like it's table 5. So let's go
5.
pull them up real quick.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
All right, so we're
Gotta say, good variety in these decks today.
yeah. We have Megas of the Jank again on Contraband Kingpin. Brad on Risen Reef. Aaron on Gut Inspiring Leader, and Evening Sky on Raft Weatherlight Stalwart.
Yeah, I think it's the South Lakes vibes for
Yeah.
those of you in the Common Connoisseurs Sanctuary discards.
Yeah.
On Raph, a token build. I looked at this deck a little bit earlier today. It's not. I don't think it's doing any combo stuff. It's mostly just tokens and drawing cards.
Which who doesn't love drawing cards?
Hey, it's not bad. Raph's a really cool commander. It gives you a lot of options, a lot of ways to take it. The token route's certainly valid, and I like it quite a bit. This game looks like Ethan or Magus the Jank has a little bit more going on than last time we saw him. We've got Mirror and Spy, so that's a knack combo piece that untaps when a artifact enters. Or when you cast an artifact, I'm not sure the verbiage on it.
Mirror and Spy is when you cast an artifact spell, untap target creature.
Sure. So we're transmuting Dimmer Infiltrator for a 2-drop. I wonder what it's going to be.
Please be Merchant Scroll. Please be tutoring for a tutor. I love tutoring for tutors.
That's one thing I learned. You do a lot when you're playing combo decks in this format is you tutor for tutors quite a bit.
Yeah. Transmute, for as awesome as it is really awkward. So you have to do these awkward tutor chains to eventually get there.
Yep.
Oh, or we're just gonna go fair.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing about Conjuring Kingpin is it does have lifelink, and it does have 4 toughness, so it's a very serviceable attacker with a cranial plating. Brad's actually got a pretty threatening board. It's kind of a pretty tough board to break through, though. There's a lot of stuff going on the ground. That's why, he's got that 3/4 spirit from Lord of the Rings. I don't remember the name of it, but he's got that one on the right side, tapped with a counter on it. Looks like.
Yeah, Willow Wind. Yeah,
looks like that's the only one that's getting in.
I don't know how different Brad's. I played against someone playing Risen Reef last year at RAW, and it draws cards, it ramps, and it plays giant guys. I don't like.
Yeah.
It gums up the board quick. It has a surprisingly fast clock.
Yeah, a lot of elementals are just overcosted 4/4s basically.
Yeah.
And which is fine if you're ramping into them and can cast them efficiently, then who cares?
And I think there are some flickers going on too, so you can flicker Aether Snipe, right?
Sure.
And then it is slightly cheaper, and you get to bounce 2 things. So.
Hell yeah.
So we have the plating. I imagine it's gonna eventually end up on Kingpin.
Probably.
But we're just passing to Brad.
Yeah, no mana left to equip, it looks like. We're just going to move right along. Looks like we own an Ethereum Sculptor over there, too. It's a secret lair.
Yeah.
All right, so...
llama.
Right. So Brad's got a lot of mana here.
And
a lot of land.
Super sick heap gate.
Yeah. Yeah, just looking at the board, no one's got much mana here. A lot of things on the board, but not a lot of mana available to everybody.
I mean, Brad has a lot of mana, but...
Yeah, just Brad, but no one else.
But not a lot of good attack. Everyone's at pretty healthy life totals. No one's going to be breaking through anyone else's board very easily. I mean...
It's really just this flyer that's doing the work here.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of forward momentum if you're just attacking for 4 every turn.
Yeah.
When you have to shoot through 3 life totals.
There's about 16 minutes left in the round, so
That's gonna be tough.
yeah.
All right,
Treasure Cruise is a pretty sweet one. Exiling
Yeah, we're gonna
4.
sell 4 things, so we're paying 4 mana for it. 4 mana for 3 cards is pretty good. I'd do that any day.
Yeah. I think you tapped one too many, but who knows?
All right, what do we got next?
So based on what we're looking at, I guess, Derek, what do you think? Do you think anyone here can close it out fast enough? I mean, I think Magus has combo. I didn't look to see if South has combo.
I don't think South has combo. It's mostly spells and tokens.
Right.
But with how bottlenecked he looked on the mana, I'm not sure. I mean, he's got 2 things that can add mana to cast instants and sorcery. So he's got 2 mana dorks, 5 lands. But he's going to need to be pumping mana into Wrath, I think, in order to close the game out.
Yeah.
And he's not well equipped to do that.
Is that
I
5
think-
lands in play? It looks like, yeah.
I think so. I think
And a
Aaron
Silvermere.
needs more time to wind up. He's just got, looks like 1 skeleton right now, but 1 like spirit token too. So he's got 3 power in the air. Also, Suture Priest is going to be doing a lot of work to keep Wrath off of the token plan.
Yeah.
So it's tough. They all kind of look like they have an uphill climb. Magus looks like he's probably the closest just because he's playing a combo deck and has relevant pieces on the board.
Yeah.
But it's tough to say. Looks like Snipe's getting in there too. Just like a 4/4 is a respectable attacker. Take something out, take a jump. But we're probably at least going to see the Zephyr Winder and the Willow Wind connect for 6 on somebody. And then when Zephyr Winder deals damage, it's going to untap, in this case, the Willow Wind.
Why is this Willow? Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, Zephyr Winder trigger.
yeah.
This looks like Magus going to take 4. Aaron going to take some damage too.
Brad with a very full grip compared to the rest of the table. I think looks like South has 5 cards maybe. Again, kind of hard to read, but
Mm-hmm. They're doing more stuff. Stasis Field. Okay. I'd like to see where this goes.
yeah. It'd be pretty gross on Raph.
It
I
would.
mean, it's gross on a lot of things. Looks like it's
looks
going on the
good
gut.
Fair. Fair, pretty reasonable.
All right, I'm looking at South's list, and there is definitely not combo in the deck. So
Yeah, that was a pretty productive turn. Did a lot of damage. Got out of the picture for a little bit here. Because Aaron's not working with a lot of mana right now. He's just got a Signet and 4 lands.
yeah, I wonder if without knowing where Aaron was attacking, I'd assume it's going at Brad as of late. If that's the decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, notably, like, putting the Stasis Field on gut does not turn off the Inspiring Leader. So,
Yeah.
we're still going to have the 6/3 Skeleton and a 3/3 Spirit. I think it's a Spirit, at least. Looks like a Vampire on the ground or something with lifelink, a Soldier with lifelink.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think it's
probably from the Hunted Witness. Yeah. Yeah, like Aaron's not in a bad position here. Like turning off gut kind of sucks, but his life total is going to be pretty buoyant between that life linking token, the Suture Priest, the Ginger Brood is a food that he can use. He can keep himself alive.
Yeah, if anyone wants to close out the game, though, they're going to have to start doing it faster, I think. Because otherwise,
That's kind of the tough spot. Like all these decks, I mean, Magus aside, like they need to be attacking, and it's really tough to choose targets on a table like this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brad's turn started with like 5 minutes ago, so we're down to 11 minutes. It's just rough.
Yeah, and this is a situation where I think it's probably not worth your time to like try and min-max your attacks. You just need to get damage somewhere. So like taking the free stuff, like there's probably a profitable skeleton attack, but if you're gonna wring your hands over it for 5 minutes, it's probably best to just attack with the spirit, leave the skeleton up.
Yeah. Thunderclapping
so we're gonna-
gut.
Huh. Yeah, just get it back online next turn, maybe. It's like South Lake's gonna cast a spell, tap some creatures for mana here. Silvermere and the two instant sorcery ones. This is a counter spell. I believe it makes a token.
I would just let the gut die. You can't recast it. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, I think this is a counter spell. It's like counter unless if they pay maybe 4. It's a 3 mana counter spell, and then you make a zombie token. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, look, Erosium, if I were in the game, I would be I would be saying, hey, what are we doing here, guys? Let's keep it moving. So
Yeah,
this board is congested though. Like there's lots of decisions. I don't know.
it's just tough to parse. It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of flip the switch is the name of the card.
Yeah.
Counter target spell unless this controller pays 4. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed.
Just wanted to draw a card, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely drew a card off of it, and he gets another token out of it. We can follow up with Mandibular Kite. It's a good card. So another token for once he recasts Gut. If he recasts Gut.
Yeah, I don't know if
If
we
the
have the
round lasts
time
that
for
long.
that. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I don't know how many times Gut's been cast already, but I mean, he can't even cast it if it's only been cast once. So
Right, so Skeleton. So did the spell get countered? Doesn't look like the flip the switch resolved. Gut's
I
dead.
think he paid the 4. So or no, but he cast the hell. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, he could have paid the 4, right? Paid the 4 and then paid 1 for the Mandibular Kite.
Oh, I guess yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, so we're gonna cast Rally or oh, what's that card?
Gather the
makes-
townsfolk.
Make some tokens, yeah.
And I think if you're at a low life total, you get 1 billion of those tokens. Yeah. If you're at 5 or less, you get 5 tokens. So
Yeah. Followed up with a Windrider Wizard. Which is a good
interesting
card.
timing. Although he could have drawn the Windrider Wizard there. So
Yeah.
all right, Magus gets on tap. And if there's ever a time to combo, this would be it.
Yeah.
I mean, he just needs the Everflowing. The Everflowing Chalice is the 0 drop, so you just need the Knack.
Mm-hmm.
Which
you scry to whatever payoff you want.
Aether Spellbomb, yeah. Which is the draw for, whatever you end up scrying.
Yeah.
So now it's interesting. The Dimir Infiltrator now could have found the Merchant Scroll, which could have found the knack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plating on the Kingpin's not gonna get there this game.
Yeah. Although there's the risk that, getting the Merchant Scroll gets everyone scared of you, and then, you have more stuff coming your way over the last turn cycle. But I'm not even sure with the boards. Like, no one can really afford to do that, because if you go crazy at in one direction, you're a sitting duck for everyone else. And
Okay. So,
gain
went to
some
combat
life and go to Brad.
Yep.
Yeah.
untap his million lands and draw. I got 7 cards in hand now. Palace. Green 1. Was that a blue? Oh, that was a dual lane. Okay. Cloud Concealer going to draw a card and we're going to trigger Risen Reef. Draw another card.
Throwing dice everywhere.
But honestly, flyers are what you want here. So, not bad.
We're down to 4 minutes, so not.
Yeah, maybe not a draw. No. Okay, Ivy Elemental. How big is it? 2/2. Risen Reef trigger.
A land.
So he must have a lot more to do if he's just making a 2/2.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what spells everyone can try to cast to win the game here, and as I'm looking, I'm not particularly I'm not seeing anything that excites me. So
yeah,
except
yeah,
for
I mean,
a
honestly,
banishing knack.
Yeah, when push comes to shove, these are just decks that have to turn sideways, and that's a tough way to go about it when everyone's making so many game objects.
Yeah. I think mana issues definitely hurt. Oh, it's hard to tell, right? Like, everyone's kind of low on mana, so there's a chance, like, this has just been a slow game and Brad just has ramped a ton, and we're not actually that far along, but it sure seems like there have been a ton of missed-land drops. So.
Yeah, I think we're, like, on turn... I mean, Ethan's got a counter up there. I don't know if that's counting his life total or what. It looks like it might be a turn counter because it's on 11.
Yeah, so if that's the case, there have been... Someone spam the exclamation point Alcadron command. Liam gets it.
Yeah, I think the land counts are pretty low for these decks.
Yeah, I didn't pull them up. I know Gut is always low.
Yeah. Well, Raph's at 33, which is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's aiming to draw a bunch of cards, so.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
also,
really close to what I'd play.
But it also wants to like have tons of mana, so I'd also be jamming in a bunch of like either more lands or I don't know how many rocks it's on.
Yeah, I mean they've got some mana dorks like these Vidalian sorcerers, wherever the tap for a colorless you can use towards instants and sorceries or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some number of those, but I mean even still, you just want to be hitting your land drops every turn or as often as you can.
Cam says, yeah. So that turn counter in Vegas is, or that die, whatever you want to call it, not a die, just counter is is the turn
Yeah,
count.
that's what
so.
I thought. Looks like Aaron got attacked, blocked with his Mandibular Kite Germ.
Yep.
And we're casting a spell. 3/4 mana. Looks like didn't get the land for Gut, so we're not going to go back to Gut.
Yeah, we're sub 1 minute, so we're in the last turn or two here.
We're equipping the skeleton. So we got a 5/2.
The attack. These are just attacks to send a message at this point.
Yeah. It's basically saying, let's hope we don't get paired up again, or else this is what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
Yep. It's like Brad's got something to say. He's tapping a bunch of mana. No, he's not. Okay, never mind. Past the South Lakes vibes. Tapping a bunch of mana.
Well, Rosen, have we ever talked about how busted basic lands are?
They're good. The ants are untapped. That's a big part of it.
They're really good when you play a lot of them.
Yeah.
Also.
Like Magus is doing some stuff, moving
the cranial plating. Are they just taking game actions to take game actions before the draw? Is that what's going on?
Looks like South Lakes activated Wrath, paid 5.
Sure.
So we're gonna go for a big swing.
It just doesn't even. I mean, yeah.
There's no evasion. None of it matters. Yeah, take the draw.
Oh, yep. Very
All
quick disappearance. But yeah. So yeah, that was what a, we saw all ends of the spectrum. We saw a game in on turn 4 or 5 to start off the round. And then this one.
We got to see some pingers just make everyone's lives miserable.
And then this game could have possibly never ended, no matter how long we gave it. So
right.
Kind of the full gamut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just to show you guys, like play lands so you hit your land drops. If you're going to be attacking to kill people, make sure your creatures have evasion or trample. Ways to just not get stuck in these board stalls, because that's how you're going to get draws.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of insight from the post game conversation they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 players who had low land counts did in fact all miss a couple of lands. But more importantly, they all gained life.
Neat.
The only player who didn't gain life was Brad, who ramped a bunch. Yep. So
just goes.
It is what it is.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll call it a round there. We'll
in a round there.
And we'll take a break. Come back for round 3. I think it's going to be myself and Sniff back in the booth.
Yeah. I'm through with all you chatters.
Derek's tired of everyone, so we'll lose him for a round and have him back for the finals. So
yeah,
perfect. We will see everyone here shortly.
Yeah, come back, please.